Good morning, guys. So, I welcome you all to my class. So, today we are going to see strings in Java. So, I think we have seen in last class about methods and constructors in Java. Today we are going to see strings in Java and how strings are handled in Java. So, first, what is string? A string is a sequence of characters. And in Java, strings are objects that are backed internally by a character array. So in Java, the strings are considered as an object, but internally it is stored like an array. And like since arrays are immutable, that is cannot be grow. Strings are also an immutable, which means they are constant and cannot be changed once created. So in Java, if your string is declared and the value has been assigned, it is constant. And if you made any changes in the string, then entirely a new string will be created for that value. So that is called immutable in Java strings. So basic syntax for declaring a string in Java programming is here. The syntax string type, that is keyword string, and string variable, the user defined variable name for a string, and the sequence of strings with the double quotes. So you have to pass the sequence of strings, the value which you want to store in the string variable in a double quotes. So here is an example: string str is equal to Sethu. So Sethu is a string which is stored in the variable str of type string. So memory allocation of string. Whenever a string object is created, two objects will be created, one in a heap area and one in a string constant pool. So for this, here is an example. Here I have created a string, declared a string str with a value gigs. For this declaration of string str, it creates a two object, one in a heap area and one in a string constant pool. So always the string object reference, for this string object reference str will always point to the heap area. And if you create another variable str2 and you assign same value gigs, then it does not create new object for this string. It refers the string constant pool because already the value is available in the string constant pool. So this string reference will always refer the value gigs in the string constant pool. So the memory allocation will be simple. So here is a general memory allocation, how it is allocated in the memory. So it's similar to an array. It is stored in a, each character is stored in a sequential addresses. The last character /0 indicates end of the string. So creating a string. So in Java, we can create a string by using two methods. One is string literal and using a new keyword. So string literal is nothing but a basic syntax by using a string type, variable name is equal to the sequence of string in a double quotes. So this is how we store the string using string literal. And second method is new keyword. So new keyword is like creating an object. Here also we'll be creating a string by using new keyword. String s is equal to new string of, in a parenthesis we'll be giving the sequence of string which we want to store. So these are the two methods how we create string in Java. This is an example program how to declare a string by using the two methods. So in this class, in main method, I have declared a string s, value is Sethu college. So this is by using first method string literal, and I am printing the value. So output is printing the string. And second, I am declaring s1 a string with a new keyword, and the value is string Sethu college, and I am printing the string in the output. So it prints Sethu college in the output. So this is a simple method of creating a string or declaring a string. So let us see how the strings are compared. Two strings are compared in Java. So in Java, there are 5 methods to compare as two string. So these are the 5 methods. One is using user-defined function. So the user-defined functions are which we define. And second, we have, and 4 functions are inbuilt. There are String.equal function, using String.equals case function, using Objects.equals and String.compare_to. So these are the functions available in Java library. And first one is user-defined function. So let us see how we use user-defined function. So when we define a function to compare two values, we have to follow 3 conditions. So there are 3 conditions to be followed when we create a function for comparing two strings. So these are the 3 conditions. One is if string 1 is greater than string 2. If you are comparing a 2 string and first string is greater than second string, then it returns a positive value. And second condition, if string 1 is equal to string 2, if the 2 strings are equal, then it returns a 0. And third condition, if string 1 is less than string 2, it returns a negative value. So we have to keep in mind of these three conditions to be implemented in the function for comparing two strings. For example, using a user defined function, here is first condition, if string 1 is greater than string 2. Let us see, the string 1 is input 1 is Sethu college and input 2 is CSE. So when we compare this two thing, the first condition, if we check the first condition, the string 1 is greater than string 2, then it returns a negative value. If in second condition, if two strings are equal, let us see the input 1 and input 2 is both are CSE, then this condition is true, it returns a 0 value. And third condition, if 1 is less than string 2, the string 1 is CSE and string 2 is Sethu college, here the 1 is less than second string, so the output will be a positive value 16. So these are the simple examples for comparing two strings using user-defined functions. So whenever we create a user-defined function, we have to consider these three conditions. So for each of this example, I will be explaining a Java program for each concept. And second one is using String.equals. So using String.equals in Java, String.equals method compares a given string based on a data or content of the string. So it equally compare the two strings based on the data or content. If all the content of both the strings are same, then it returns true. If any character does not match, then it is returns false. So it is for syntax for this method is here, string 1 dot equals of string 2. So string 1 is compared with string 2 by using a function equals. Okay, so this is syntax how we use equals of function. So we'll see an example. So here is an example. String 1 dot equals of string 2, where string 1 is Sethu college and string 2 is department. So when you compare this two string, it compares all the each and every character and character. If it differ, if both the strings are differ, then it gives a false value. For example, 2, the string 1 dot equals string 2, both the strings are CSE, so both are same, it returns true. And as you know, the Java is a case sensitive language. If you give input CSE in capital and if you give another input string as a small letter, lowercase, then this in comparison it gives false. So it means that it is a case sensitive. So for this equals function, these are the three examples. And to avoid this last condition, case sensitive, you go for the third one, equals ignore case. So this is a function compares two strings irrespective of the case, lower or upper of the string. So it does not check the cases, uppercase or lowercase. So this is to avoid the case sensitive. This method returns true if the argument is not null and the content of both the strings are same, ignore case. So both the strings are same, and if it does not consider the case, it ignores the case. For the syntax for this is string 2 dot equals ignore case. Ignore case is nothing but ignoring the lowercase or uppercase of string 1. So here we have an example for the equals ignore case. So in first string is Sethu college and second string is department. You are comparing with equals ignore case. Both the string is different. It returns a false. In second one, you have both the string is same. It returns a true. And third one, you have both the string as the same, and one is uppercase and lowercase, but we are using ignore case function. So automatically the case is ignored and it returns true. So this is the ignore equals ignore case function for comparing two strings. Using object.equals. So this is one more method for comparing two objects. That means two strings, string objects. So let us see the object.equals of object A, comma object B. This is a method which returns true if arguments are equal to each other and false otherwise. Both the arguments are equal, otherwise false. Consequently, if the both arguments are null, true is returned, and if the exactly one argument is null and false is returned. So if the two object values are null, it returns false. True. And if any one object is null and another is not null, then it returns a false. So let us see the syntax. The public static boolean, because it returns a true or false, so it is return type is boolean. So equals of object A, comma object B. So let us consider here. So object 1 is Sethu College and object 2 is CSE. So both the objects are different, it returns false. And object A, object B, both the strings are same, it returns true. And in third condition, we are passing an object A as null and object B as null, it returns true. If any one is null, then it returns false. So this is by using equals. And fourth one is using string.compare2. So this is also comparing two string. We have a similar like user defined function. We have three conditions. Here also we maintain a three conditions to check the comparison of two strings. So syntax is int string1 dot compare to string2. So we are comparing string1 with string2. While comparing, we have three conditions. If string1 is greater than string2, it returns a this function will return a positive value, and if it is equal, it returns a zero value, and if it is less than, it returns a negative value. So this function is predefined when compared to the user defined function. So this is predefined function which returns three values. Whether if it is greater than first string is greater than second string, it returns a positive value. If first string is equal to second string, it returns a value 0. And if first string is less than string 2, it returns a negative value. So example for this compare to. So string 1 is greater than string 2. Say the colleges and department. When you compare these two, it returns a negative value, minus 17. If both the strings are equal, the CSE and CSE, the value is return value is 0. If string 1 is less than string 2, that means the string 1 is less than string 2, the return value is 16. So this is how we use the compare to function for comparing two strings. So before going to the next one, let us see a simple examples for this type 5 types. So first one is using user defined function. So here is an example for user defined function. So in this class CSE, I have created a function called string compare. So this is a user defined function which compares the string 1 and string 2. This is an argument, number of parameters. Okay, there are two arguments, string 1 and string 2. And I am creating a two variables and three variables for storing the length of the strings and find the minimum length of the two strings. So first L1 is length of string 1 and length of L2 is length of the string 2. So length of the string 1 and string 2 is stored in L1 and L2. And finally I have third variable is length of minimum, the minimum length of this two string, which one is the minimum length. And finally using a inbuilt function math.mini L1 comma L2, it returns the uh, minimum length of the string. So I am creating a for loop, and in the for loop I have created a counter variable I, and I less than this loop has to execute until we reaches the condition I less than length of minimum, and increment is done here. So inside my for loop, I am just we are going to check the two string by character. So first I have getting the first character by using the index value of I is equal 0. So we are getting the first character string 1 underscore ch is equal to int of string 1 dot character at I. So it returns a character at the ith position. So ith position is nothing but the 0th position. So first character. Similarly, second character, second string also we are getting the first character. So now we are going to check the two characters by using a condition. If string 1 underscore character, the first character is not equal to string 2. So when you are checking first character of the string 1 and first character of the string 2 is not equal, then it returns the minus, the value, the minus of string 1 underscore ch minus of string 2 underscore ch. So the location will be minus. So if we have a integer value in this str1 underscore ch. So this value will be minus with this value. So this condition will be repeated until we reach the condition I less than length of minimum. And this is a next case. If L1 is not equal to L2, that means your length L1 is L2 not equal to equal. That means here string 1 is CSE, string 2 is Sethu College. Both is not equal. Then return L minus length 1 minus length 2. Yeah, minusing this, and the return value will be the length, minus value. If none of the condition is occurred, then else we return 0. So for example, in main function we are creating a 4 strings. Say the college, department, CSE, CSE. 4 strings are created by using the user defined function. You are comparing string 1 and string 2. String 1 is say the college, string 2 is department. We are comparing. So both in this condition, say the college is greater than department. So the first condition will be negative value -17. And second condition, you are checking the string compare of string 3 comma string 4. String 3 is CSE and string 4 is CSE. The output will be 0 because both the strings are same. And in third condition, we are comparing the string 1 with string 4. String 1 is say the college and the fourth string is CSE. So in this we have get a positive value, both less than 16. So this is the output of this example program. And second example for using string equals. So here is a string equals method. So in my main function, I am created of 4 strings, say the college, department, CSE, CSE. In string 1, string 2, string 3, string 4, and string 5 I used a value called CSE with small case. So these are the 5 strings I have created in my program. First I am comparing using the string equals, string 1 dot equals of string 2. So string 1 is nothing but say the college dot equals of string 2. So in this we check whether both the things are equal. If both the things are equal, it returns true. Here the say the college and department is different, so it returns false. In second condition, we are comparing string 3 dot equals of string 4. String 3 is nothing but CSE and string 4 is CSE. So both are equal, it returns true. And third one is we are comparing string 4 with string 5. String 4 is CSE, and string 5 is CSE in small case. So both the things are same, but in the case sensitive, it does not they are not equal, so it returns false. And last one, we are checking with string 1, comparing string 1 equals of string 4. So string 1 is say the college, and last string 4 is CSE. So both the strings are differ, value will be false. So this function returns a Boolean value, whether true or false. Both the things are equal. That it checks each and every character of both the string. If everything is equal, then it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So this is example for string.equals. And one more example for equal ignores case. So in previous example, we have seen the Java is case sensitive. It does not compare the two string. If it is lowercase and uppercase, it shows difference. So they are not unique. Here in the same program, we are using, instead of equals, we are using equals ignore case. 1 and 2 we are comparing stay the college and department. It is not equal, false. And second condition, we are checking string 3 and string 4 by using equal ignore case. We returns CSE CSE true. And this is a main thing. Third one, string 4 and string 5, we are comparing the equals ignore case using string 4 and string 5. Here the string 4 is CSE and string 5 is small CSE, small case, but you are using equals ignore case. So it ignores a case sensitive and it checks the data and it is true. And finally, it's compares string 1 and string 4. So say the college and CSE, it is false. So this is for equals ignores case. So it ignores a case sensitive. And this is how we compare using object.equals, using objects. So for this an example program. So here we have a string 1 of Sethu college, string 2 of CSE, string 3 of CSE, and string 4 is equal to null and string 5 is equal to null. Here we have created an object reference. In previous examples, we have created using a string literal. Directly the string variables are created. Now we are using a objects reference. We are going to compare the strings. So using the object.equal function, we are going to compare equal string 1 and string 2. Object.equals of string comma 1 comma string 2. String 1 is say the college, 2 is CSE. It returns false. It returns false. And in second condition, we checks string 2 and string 3. Object.equals of string 2 comma string 3. CSE and CSE, it is true. So both the string is same, so it is true. In third, we are going to compare the object string 1 and string 4. String 1 comma string 4, 1 is Sethu college and 4 is null value. So both is not same, so it returns a false. And finally, we are checking the string 4 and string 5 object. By using object.equals, 4 and 5 is compared. Both the 4 and 5 values having a null value. So both the object is null, then it is true. So this is an example for equals object.equals function. And last one is string.compareTo. So for this we have an example program. So compared to, just we have created an object string 1, string 2, string 3 and string 4. So one is say the college, department, CSE consecutive respectively. So in this we have using a function called string 1.compare to string 2. We are comparing string 1 to string 2. So say the college is compared to department, it is differ, the two strings are different, so it returns a negative value -70. So the three conditions, if string 1 is greater than string 2 and string is less equal to and string less than, then returns true value. So here we have a same. So second thing is we are comparing string 3 and string 4. String 3 compared to string 4. So CSE we are comparing and returns as 0 value. And last we are comparing the string 1 with string 4. So the result is negative value. The string say the college and CSE, the result is positive value string. So this is an example for string comparison by using a function string.compareTo of. So these are the examples for 5 methods. So let's see how integers are handled in between the strings in Java. So here is an example program. So in my class test, in my main method, I am printing a statement 45 plus 5 plus double quotes I am printing equal to symbol plus 45 plus 5. So everyone know that when 45 plus 5 will be getting added, so 50 will be first and then equal to symbol will be appended because it is a string, literal string. It's considered as a string which is given in a double quotes, it will be considered as a string, equals will be printed. And then here the 45 and 5 similar to this, here also the 45 plus 5 must be added. But when you uh, read a string, after reading a string, next values also will be considered as a string. For example, see the reason here. Initially the integers are added and we get a left hand side as 50. But as soon as a string is encountered, we have encountered a string in double quotes equal to, it is appended and we get 50 is equal to, 50 is equal to is printed. Now the integer after the equal to are also considered as a string. Once your string is encountered, next to that everything will be considered as a string. So here 45 and 5 also considered as a string. So 45 is printed and 5 also printed. So they are all concatenated, appended in the output. So the output is 50 is equal to 455. So if you want to print 50 is equal to 50, so you want to make this 45 plus 5 as an integer, then you have to make a higher precedence to the values. For example, consider this program. To make the output as 50 is equal to 50, we need to add a bracket around the sum statement to override the concatenation operation. So we have to put a parenthesis in the 45 and 5. So this parenthesis make a higher precedence so that this 45 plus 5 will be added and then 50 will be appended to the output. So this will enforce the sum to happen before string concatenation as bracket as the highest precedence. So once it comes to this line, this higher precedence will be considered first and this 45 plus 5 will be added and then it will be concatenated with the string. So output will be 50 is equal to 50. So this is how we use integers between string. Number in Java. So in Java, if you want to store a value, integer value, and if you store a integer value with 0 as prefix, for example, consider in this class, in my main method, I'm creating a variable called x, which is equal to 0, 1, 2. So the output must be, when you print the x value, you think the output will be 0, 1, 2, but the output will be 10. So what happens is, when you prefix a 0 in front of the value in Java, this value will be considered as a octal. So this now 0, 1, 2 is considered as an octal value. Since this 0 and 1, 2, when a variable is stored with 0 as a prefix, then next value will be considered as octal. So the 12 is an octal number. In decimal, it is a 10. So the result is 10 here. So the octal value will be converted to decimal. So the 12 octal is converted to decimal value 10. So the output is 10. So this is how we use numbers in Java. So I think you are all clear with this string concept. So I have created a quiz related to this strings, and the link for the quiz is here. So I think all the guys has to go through this quiz and get a more idea about the strings. And if you have any doubt, just mail me to umeshar@sethu.ac.in. Thank you.